like if you found the video valuable. It started like every other quiet night shift for Rhea Kapoor. She worked the graveyard hours at a sleepy local radio station in Dehradun, hosting a late-night show called Whispers After Midnight. Her voice was soft and soothing, the kind that comforted lonely drivers and night owls. The calls were usually harmless: love confessions, song requests, or philosophical ramblings from insomniacs. But that night, everything changed. At exactly 1:13 a.m., the seventh caller rang in. "Hello," Rhea greeted cheerfully. "You're on Whispers After Midnight. Who am I speaking to?" A moment of static, then a deep male voice answered, "I'm your last caller tonight." There was something off in the tone, calm, almost rehearsed, but lacking warmth. Rhea brushed off the chill running down her spine. "Well, we still have an hour left. What's your name?" "Not important," he said. "But I have a story for you. A true story. One that ends tonight." A small red light blinked on her console. The station's producer, Aman, was signaling her, probably telling her to hang up. But curiosity overruled protocol. "Go ahead," she said, leaning closer to the mic. "Let's hear your story." The caller began with a vivid recounting of a crime. A young woman named Anika murdered in 2005 in an apartment just 2 blocks away from the radio station. The killer had never been caught. The story was detailed, too detailed. He knew the layout of the flat, the scent of the air freshener she used, the sound of her key in the lock. "How do you know all this?" Rhea asked, her voice faltering. "I was there," he replied. "And I've called every year since. One call, every July 22nd. This is the 7th. Ray's blood turned cold. She had joined the show 3 months ago and knew nothing of past calls. She looked through archived notes on her computer. There were indeed records of strange, anonymous calls every July 22nd, all from the same masked number. The man continued, "She wasn't supposed to die. But sometimes, the story writes itself." Aman stormed into the studio, frantically pointing at her to cut the line. Rhea hesitated. "What do you want from me?" she asked the caller. "You'll see me tonight," he said. "Check your door before sunrise." The line went dead. The police were called. Security was tightened. Aman insisted she go home, but sleep was out of the question. Rhea lived alone in a second-floor flat with creaky windows and an even creakier imagination. She triple-locked the door and sat in the living room, staring at the clock. 3:48 a.m. At 4:12 a.m., the doorbell rang. Rhea froze. Her breath caught in her throat. She inched toward the door and looked through the peephole. No one. She flipped the outside light switch on and peeked again. A small envelope lay on the doormat. With shaking hands, she opened the door just enough to snatch it. Inside was a single photo, grainy, black and white. It showed her, live on air from just hours ago. Taken from inside the building. The next day, Rhea handed over the photo to the police, who finally took the case seriously. The apartment across from the station was searched. In a hidden crawlspace, behind insulation, they found a small, makeshift observation room. A dusty old radio. A pile of cassettes, all labeled by year. Photos, maps, notes. The room hadn't been used in a while, but someone had been there. Watching, listening. The voice from the 7th call was never identified. But that night, Whispers After Midnight ended its run. Rhea never hosted again. But each July 22nd, at 1:13 a.m., a call still comes in to the station. No one answers.